Happening now, an update on the criminal case against the man accused of attacking world-renowned author at the Chautauqua institution last summer. And the 24th annual Cents for St. Susan's campaign has kicked off today. We hear why their service is such a need. Plus, a nonprofit organization is on a mission to provide support to breastfeeding parents, free of cost.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Bronson Rasmussen in for Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, the trial against a New Jersey man accused of stabbing a world-renowned author at the Chautauqua institution last year could get underway as soon as this fall. Now our Justin Gould spent the morning in Chautauqua County Court and hears from the prosecutors with an update today.
Accused attacker Hadi Battar appeared in Chautauqua County Court Tuesday for an evidentiary update in the stabbing of Salman Rushdie. The 24-year-old was indicted for second-degree felony attempted murder in connection with the August 12th stabbing attack. He also faces an assault charge for the alleged stabbing of Henry Reese, Rushdie's publicist, who attempted to intervene. Several topics came up during Tuesday's hearing, including Battar's mental state and the status of a medical evaluation requested by his attorney. In addition to what prosecutors call an overwhelming amount of evidence, from witness testimony to police interviews and photographic video evidence of the attack, DA Jason Schmidt also plans to subpoena an interview with the New York Post obtained with Battar while in custody.
I don't think I'd be doing my job if I didn't use some of the contents in that interview. There are statements that were made during the interview which could be construed as admissions that I think would be appropriate for the prosecution to use.
While the public defender has denied comment, in court, Battar's attorney Ned Barone sought additional specifics under New York State's discovery law about the number of times his client allegedly stabbed Rushdie. A gag order was renewed in this case by Judge David Foley, who also continued to have Battar held without bail at Chautauqua County's jail. Reporting from Mayville, New York, Justin Gould, WNY News Now.
A public hearing on the local law that increases salaries for Jamestown City Council members and the mayor will be held this afternoon. City officials are meeting at 4 p.m. in the City Council chambers on the second floor of City Hall. Now, according to the changes in the city charter, council members' salaries will increase from $5,000 to $7,000, and the City Council president's salary will raise from $6,000 to $8,000. In addition, the mayor's salary will raise from $72,000 to $82,000 per year. Now, the full version of the local law can be viewed in the city's clerk's office in City Hall or online at jamestowny.gov. Now, during April's voting session, all of council members voted yes on this increase, except for Ward 6 Representative Andrew Faulkner. Well, UPMC officials say they're lifting mask mandates at most of their buildings starting on May 1st. UPMC put out a statement that read in part, "Universal masking is no longer required at UPMC facilities and locations beginning May 1st, but will be required in specific patient care areas while patients are particularly vulnerable to infection." They say COVID-19 protections, including voluntary masking and standard transmission-based precautions, remain in effect. Now, the Allegheny Health Network, including St. Vincent facilities, lifted the mask mandate at its hospitals, outpatient clinics, and other patient-facing facilities last Thursday. Well, the 24th annual Cents for St. Susan's campaign is now underway, with hopes of raising enough funds to help the local soup kitchen continue operations. Over the past 23 years, the Jamestown BPU has taken the initiative to raise funds for the ever-growing needs of the city's only soup kitchen.
Cents for St. Susan's began as basically a food drive back in the year 2000, and some money was collected. And then as time went on, we realized that St. Susan's can plan their meals better if you just provide money. So now we're in our 24th year of raising money for St. Susan's.
For those at the St. Susan's Center, what they provide on the daily is a needed service.
We've had over 1,000 more people from this month to what we had in February. In February, we had about 3,069 people. At the end of April, we had 4,000 and around 69 people. So you're seeing an increase.
One aspect of the Soup Kitchen prides itself on is a sense of community created within their walls.
Sharing tables is the most human thing we can do in this world. And you know, St. Susan's does that. We share tables with each and every person that comes in. We're hoping that there could be some kind of transformation from these people that come in.
Now, over the past 23 campaigns, it is estimated that Drive has raised almost $308,000. Other fundraising efforts planned by the BPU include a hot dog sale on June 2nd, a can drive at Don's Car Wash and the Southside Redemption Center, as well as accepting mailed-in gifts. Well, it's really nice to see that the St. Susan Center is doing something, but when you get to the weather, I think I saw some snow back there, Andrew, and I'm scared.
Yeah, if you looked at this camera a little bit early on, there was some snow falling out there. We had some snow showers falling across the region last night, and we will have some more snow showers through the day and into the night tonight. Right now in Mayville from the Lakeside Park, it's cloudy out there with a couple of light rain showers falling out there, and you will see it on First Defense Doppler radar, which has some areas and pockets of some rain showers out there, some pockets of wet snow showers as well, and maybe even a couple breaks in the sunshine. The high yesterday, we made it to a high of 43 degrees, which is almost 20 degrees below where our average should be of 64 for this time of year. The low was 35 degrees, and our record high for today is 87, set back in 1926. The record low, 20, set back in 1984. Here's your forecast for the rest of the afternoon out there. Occasional rain showers will mix with wet snow showers at times. Otherwise, it will be mostly cloudy through the afternoon. The high temperatures today only in the upper 30s to lower 40s. So yeah, it's going to definitely be chilly out there, but there is some good news. The sunshine will return and spring temperatures return towards the end of the week. I'll have those details coming up in the full forecast.
Alrighty, Andrew, we'll see you then. As WNY News Now continues, we break down the latest measure to reform bail reform here in New York, now part of the state's final budget. And later, an fatal concert stampede in our region. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
After almost a month's delay this week, New York legislature is starting the process to pass the state budget. Now our New York State Capitol correspondent Elise Klein talks to lawmakers about some of the biggest issues in the budget this year and updates us on where it stands right now.
Today, New York State lawmakers start debating the final state budget 1 month after its original deadline. Throughout the budget process, lawmakers have said bail reform is one of the major sticking points. Last week, Governor Hochul announced the final budget plan has an agreement to eliminate the least restrictive means, a standard for judges to set bail.
It gives judges discretion. They need to hold violent criminals accountable, while still upholding our commitment to a justice system that is fair and accessible to all, and also ensuring that poverty is never treated as a crime.
Hochul said the final budget will include $40 million for public defenders to help them retain staff and enhance services they provide, including a pay increase. Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins says the governor's push for this bail change is a needed clarification for judges, but emphasized they always had discretion.
And we've removed what the governor feels is a confusion, but again, we will continue to be data-driven. We think it is important that as we move around in this space that we, again, not criminalize poverty, that we criminalize criminals.
Assemblymember Phil Palmisano says the governor's change to the least restrictive means standard doesn't go far enough to address issues of public safety.
Our least restrictive standard might improve it a little bit. That's just a small sliver of the criminal justice policies we continue to see be advocated and passed, and which has created the public safety crisis we have in our communities across the state.
Some lawmakers are saying bail changes will likely be in the Education, Labor, and Family Assistance Bill, also known as ELFA. Also known as this year's Big Ugly, it's one big bill where several contentious issues, including bail reform, are put together. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
City officials in Rochester, New York announced Monday prosecutors will not file criminal charges in connection to a deadly stampede at a music festival. Now, it happened nearly 2 months ago at the Main Street Armory. The venue holds 5,000 people. Investigators say 3 people died and 8 others were injured as the concert was ending and people rushed towards the exits. The decision not to prosecute comes after a month-long investigation. The venue was up to date with all fire codes at the time of the incident. Now, while no charges will be filed, the city plans to review its licensing procedures for entertainment events and put in place additional safety and security measures. While a landmark cancer convergence legislation has been signed into law in PA, the Now Act 1 of 2023 eliminates out-of-pocket costs for genetic testing for breast and ovarian cancer, as well as supplemental breast screenings. Advocates are calling it a game changer. PA Governor Josh Shapiro says it's a great example of what lawmakers can do when it works together.
Bipartisan, meaningful work that can come out of this building. I truly believe that government can and should be a force for good, and I believe this is just the start. We can do big things again here in Pennsylvania if we work together.
This is the first bill that has been signed into law by Governor Shapiro. Senate Bill 8 was sponsored by State President Kim Ward, who is a breast cancer survivor. While PA's House Environmental Resources and Energy Committee heard testimony on the topic of crypto mining on Monday, the practice of mining cryptocurrencies has dawned security from climate advocates who say the practice is harming the environment. Brendan Scanlon, he breaks down the details.
Climate change is the issue of our time.
Today, cryptocurrency mining and the energy it requires was at the center of a House Environmental Resources and Energy Committee hearing.
Miners typically use thousands of special purpose computers to maximize the amount of guesses they make in the minimum amount of time. These computers use a huge amount of energy.
It is estimated that cryptocurrency mining facilities for the proof of work based cryptocurrency Bitcoin uses more energy than all the processing for Google, Amazon, and Facebook combined.
New York Assembly member Dr. Anna Kellis authored legislation in New York to put a temporary moratorium on the purchase of retired fossil fuel power plants for the purpose of crypto mining. But crypto advocates here in the Commonwealth said today the mining operations offer a unique solution to a decades-long problem: coal waste.
So we've been made out to be like a renegade power producers that are running terribly inefficient power plants that are polluting more than even regular thermal coal plants. Our plants were designed for remediation as a priority, not power production. Let's let the mining continue to happen here, where we have the proper emissions controls, rather than elsewhere around the world where they may not.
Some Republican lawmakers agree.
And so I think this is an opportunity that we have to clean up this waste coal, and I think that was missing from some of the testimony today. There's a lot more we need to learn from this, and I think going forward, first we need to digest what we heard today, but also look for more sources of information because it was very one-sided today.
Reporting in Harrisburg, Brendan Scanlon, Erie News Now.
A push is underway to make SNAP benefits available to those living in Puerto Rico. And later, guidance has to say about loneliness and isolation. But first, we return with a full look at our full weather forecast.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights. Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Caitlin Armstrong.
Land has been quite the experience.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm not exactly sure what happened to the camera, but we are under cloudy skies out here in downtown Jamestown. You just can't see it right now. The current temperature of the Jamestown area is 40 degrees with a west wind of 14 miles per hour, and that west wind is making it feel like 32 degrees out there, so it is very chilly out there. The NOAA Climate Prediction Center has released their temperature outlook for the month of May, and they're showing temperatures should be near or just about average for the month of May across western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania, with below average temperatures just to our south and west. So if you're not a fan of this chillier weather, temperatures should be more average heading into the month of May. Well, the National Weather Service in Buffalo has another storm spotter training coming up next week on May 11th. This one is actually in person. So far, most of them this season has been online, but this one will actually be in person next Thursday, coming from Cattaraugus County in Little Valley at the Cattaraugus County building. So you can attend that. It's free to attend. You just need to register online at weather.gov/buffalo/Skywarn. Here's what's happening across the Northeast right now. As I said yesterday, there's a low pressure system that was centered across Michigan. Now it's moving up towards Canada, and it's just kind of slowly moving across the area, and it will continue to keep us in a counterclockwise spin of rain. The afternoon out there, rain showers will mix with wet snow showers at times. Otherwise, it'll be mostly cloudy. Heading into the night, those rain showers will become mostly wet snow showers across the higher elevations. Might see another inch or two of accumulation out of that. And after some snow showers to start the day off tomorrow afternoon should be mainly rain showers for the rest of the afternoon. Again, otherwise mostly cloudy skies, and then that will continue into tomorrow night. And then all this rain starts to come to an end as we head into Thursday. Thursday is looking like to be a mainly cloudy day, although most of the rain should come to an end. And you'll see it here on the extended forecast powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. Temperatures today and tomorrow still chilly in the low to mid 40s, but we rebound into the lower 50s on Thursday. And then the good news is high pressure begins to build in by the end of the week, so that means sunshine returns on Saturday, and full sunshine continues into the weekend. Temperatures getting back into the 60s and eventually towards the 70s, lower 70s for Sunday and Monday. So a couple more days of this dreary weather, and then the sunshine will return.
I really can't wait for that, Andrew. Well, some headlines for you from around the nation. There's a bipartisan push to bring SNAP benefits back to the island of Puerto Rico. Currently, Puerto Rico has the Nutrition Assistance Program, better known as NAP. While NAP is similar to SNAP by providing benefits to Puerto Ricans with low incomes, it is different. According to the Center on Budget and Police Priorities, NAP receives a block grant, which is a fixed amount of federal funding each year, unlike funding for SNAP, which expands and contracts in response to need. Now, NAP must stay within its fixed funding levels regardless of the need, and NAP cannot expand when the economy stumbles or a natural disaster hits.
A decision of Congress by limiting the opportunities for a territory, because you got 2 territories already that actually receive this program. I think 1.4 million American citizens that live on the island of Puerto Rico deserve the same nutritional benefits that their counterparts in the nation.
Our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico are American citizens who deserve every benefit and every right of every other American citizen. Congress should never have revoked Puerto Rico's eligibility for SNAP. It was unfair and unjust in 1981, and it's unfair and unjust today.
Now, members are trying to include this in the Farm Bill that Congress has to pass every couple of years. The Farm Bill has a huge impact on farming, how food is grown, federal programs, and more. Well, the U.S. debt ceiling drama may no longer be stuck on the floor. The top 4 congressional leaders, including House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, have been invited to discuss the matter next week at the White House. John Lornick reports.
The U.S. debt ceiling deadline might be less than a month away.
The pressure is mounting and intensifying, and it should.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen issued a statement Monday telling lawmakers the nation could default on its debt as soon as June 1st.
We pay our bills, and we should do so without reckless hostage-taking from some of the mega Republicans in Congress.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have been invited to the White House on May 9th to talk about the crisis.
We've got to do it. $31 trillion and counting is too tenuous for the American people to absorb any longer.
According to a White House official, Biden will stress a debt ceiling raise must come without any spending cuts. McCarthy's Limit, Save, and Grow Act of 2023, which passed through the House last week, calls for boosting the debt ceiling, but it trims the budget.
This is not the way to do things, to hold the entire economy hostage to your political agenda.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin released a statement saying that he hopes the White House invite is sincere and that President Biden will, quote, show true leadership and finally put politics aside and the well-being of our nation first. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, a source familiar with the matter says McCarthy has accepted Biden's invitation to meet on May 9th. The two have not met since February. While widespread loneliness in the U.S. poses health risks as deadly as smoking a dozen cigarettes daily, costing the health industry billions of dollars annually. Well, that's according to the U.S. Surgeon General declaring the latest public health epidemic. Research shows that Americans who have become less engaged with worship houses, community organizations, and even their own family members in recent decades have steadily reported an increase in feelings of loneliness. The number of single houses have also doubled over the last 60 years. But the crisis deeply worsened when the COVID-19 pandemic spread, prompting schools and workplaces to shut their doors and sending millions of Americans to isolate at home away from relatives or friends. Well, coming up next, Baby Cafe USA is working hard to provide professional quality care to parents struggling with breastfeeding.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Caitlin Armstrong.
Land has been quite the experience.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
Parenthood is scary, especially when it's your first baby. With so many uncertainties plaguing parental minds, staff at Baby Cafe USA are now in Jamestown to ease anxiety and provide professional help to breastfeeding parents free of charge. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live in the studio with more on what Baby Cafe is and what they provide to parents. Alyssa?
Bronson, Lucia Jenkins founded the first U.S. Baby Cafe in 2006 with the hopes of providing access to professional quality guidance and support for parents choosing to breastfeed. Now, there are over 140 baby cafes countrywide, making access to the support even easier.
Baby Cafe is a model that I designed to be used by communities to offer free breastfeeding support of a high professional quality in a convenient, relaxed environment where moms and parents felt comfortable dropping in and getting help for breastfeeding.
Jenkins explains that there are many challenges newfound parents go through when it comes to raising babies.
For many mothers nowadays, they're the first person in their generations to ever breastfeed. So there's a lack of information about it. Second of all, babies can be very difficult. Even though breastfeeding is natural for the baby to do, they don't come out of the womb fully skilled to do this.
It is Jenkins' belief that there are multiple unneeded stressors to new mothers, and it is her hope that women will continue to reclaim parenthood.
It's really difficult in the United States because women are supposed to go back to work usually at 3 months, and yet they are educated to breastfeed their babies only breast milk for 6 months. So at 3 months, you separate the baby from its food source, usually 5 days a week, at least 8 hours a day. It's really difficult. And then you hand a mother a plastic machine that she's supposed to extract her baby food out of her body every 3 or 4 hours while she's at work.
In the end, the Baby Cafe is on a mission to help educate parents.
And we hope that lots of moms and parents come and take advantage of it.
The Jamestown Baby Cafe is located at 31 Water Street on the south side of the city. To find another one of the 140 plus cafes or some more information, you can visit their website at babycafeusa.org.
All right, Alyssa, thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today, but we will leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. We'll see you next time.